everybody. I'm so excited for this stream. You guys have no idea. You guys have no idea. I hope I don't sound too sick. Because I'm still pretty sick. In fact, I'm worse off than I was on Thursday. But we pushed through because I really wanted to do this stream. What happened to the music? It says no. Hello, everybody. How are we feeling at this lovely weekend? It's been such good weather here. It's been such good, lovely, lovely weather. Spring has sprung. Hi, Nini. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Sam. Hi, Alex. Today's the day, Sam. Today's the day. What is today? What happens today? What is the day today? Hi, Alex. Hi, Sid. Gute Besserung. Dankeschön, Nini. Health to you. Health. I do have a nice iced lemony drink. Today's the 9th of March. No, today's the 8th of March. You just scared me so much, Sam. I guess it's the 9th of March for you. You scared me so much because I have a deadline on the 11th and I thought I still had time. Oh my gosh. You can't do that to me. Hi, Skywrite. Hello. Ah! I haven't done anything. I'm so behind because I spent Wednesday and Thursday in bed and today in bed. It is the 9th. It is for you. Sam officially lives in the future half of the time. I hope you appreciate the clinky of my drink with the ice cubes. I'm trying to stay very hydrated because I know staying hydrated, we all live in the past. That is also true. That is also true. It's all a matter of perspective, I guess. Hello, everybody. I hope my nasally voice is acceptable. I'm trying my best. But we have April. What? Sorry. I still have so much to do this month. It can't be April already. Please. Please no. Don't do this to me. Not on a good day, but also not on a day like today. Today is a good day. Today is a very good day because I'm so excited. I have spent a lot of time setting up this setup for you guys so that we can start a whole new category of streams. I'm so hyped. I've wanted to do this for literally years. I've wanted to do this for so long. A stream streak, let's go. And it's basically just traditional art. It's doing traditional art on stream because streams are like a great excuse for me to do art and continue this artistic hobby where I have an artistic hobbit. I am a artistic hobbit. I feel like a hobbit. If I could choose, I wouldn't leave the house and eat very good food in my comfy clothing. Sounds very hobbity. Or maybe that sounds more Bilbo Baggins. Anyway. I don't have a ring. I don't have one ring to rule them all. I will admit that. I now have a setup where I can do traditional art. My phone go broke. Shut up, phone. Goodbye, phone. I have now got a setup where I can do traditional art, and I'm kind of hoping this can be a new side of our streams, of our hanging out together, where we can do some not just digital but also traditional art, because I haven't done a lot of traditional art recently. The artistic hobbit with an artistic hobby, that is me. If I were one creature in the Lord of the Rings universe, I would definitely be a hobbit. That if you'd have asked me like when I was a kid, I'd have like, no, I want to be an elf. I want to be all elegant and prance through the trees and be good with a bow. But no, I have just come to the realization that I am just a hobbit. I love food and I like to be comfortable in my life and in my world. It's just how it is. I'm in no way elegant. And I'm not tall, and I'm not whatever elves are supposed to be. So I'm a hobbit. And I live for that. Anyway, guys, are you ready to see the setup? Because I'm ready to dive right in. There's not a lot of preamble today. The big guy that Gandalf says you shall not pass the Balrog. I thought, is it the Balrog? I thought Ivan was the Balrog, Sam. I'm afraid that is already taken. But I could see Sam being the eye in the sky. The eye of Sauron. I'm sorry, that role is already taken. I feel like the kings, Koning and Multi, would be Legolas and Gimli. Because they have like this rivalry, but at the same time this friendship. But I won't tell you who's who. I'll let you decide who's who. Guys, I've been listening to The Lord of the Rings with my allocated Spotify audiobook hours. I'm halfway through Two Towers. I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. I am a new Lord of the Rings nerd. Freshly. I want to listen to the audiobooks through and then I'll watch the films. I've watched Fellowship of the Ring, or at least I did about half of my life ago. That feels weird to say. I did about half of my life ago, watched The Lord of the Rings, and it freaked me out so hard, the Fellowship of the Ring, and it freaked me out so hard that I couldn't continue watching. So, yay! I'm finally, guys, I love fantasy. I want to write my own fantasy series of novels. How have I not really consumed Lord of the Rings yet? I don't know, but I've been enjoying it. I love how I was like one of the kings. The kings are Legolas and Gimli, not like one of the kings is Aragorn, you know. Who would be Aragorn? I feel like Beamy's very noble. Hi Blue Jay, hello everybody. Decided to pop in and say hi. Anyway, finishing up, there's a very distinct lack of female characters in Lord of the Rings, unless you talk like Galadriel. But like, not that many women. Not very feminist, was he? Tolkien. But I guess no one was back then. Although, to be fair, C.S. Lewis, half of his characters are strong female characters, so C.S. Lewis, writing stories at the same time as Tolkien, they were good friends. You know, very progressive, mister. Also, like, a book that I recently audiobooked, and then I thought it was so good that I had to get the book, and it's now on my shelf. Any Christians out there, Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis is a very good read. Kind of puts things into perspective and like these big questions, gives answers to them, and it strengthened my faith for sure in a time where I had trouble with it. So, moving on from that, because I know that's a subject that some people don't like to hear about, for good reasons, because there are many people that aren't very good at showing this faith. But I did accidentally call myself a hobbit. That's why we're talking about it. Let's move on to the setup. Are we ready? Are we ready for the setup? Are we prepared? I just need to make sure that it definitely works. I think it definitely does. Boop. Turn down the music a bit. Are we ready? Where's my scene? Be prepared. That's the thing about being sick. You can go really low in some songs. Gosh, what was I singing? Dudes, I can do such good Mark Knopfler songs, which I know most of you won't know who that is, but whatever. I can do really good Mark Knopfler songs in when I'm sick with a deep voice. Where the heck is my scene? I literally just set this. Oh, there it is. Show and tell. Hello, everybody. It's me. It's my hands. Notice the A string. Very important. We have a show and tell setup, and I hope my computer doesn't crash now. This is the test. Are we happy? Is this working? Can you see what's happening here? I see what's happening here. Hands. Miss Katie Hand's hand reveal. We had a hand reveal a while back. I hope you guys can still hear me all right. I'm trying to speak a little bit louder because my microphone is being quite far away, because usually where my microphone sits is like here. Oh, that blows it out. We don't do that right in front of me. So I'm not a drawing anymore. I exist. Those of you who didn't see the Phasmo stream, I did Facecam Phasmo a couple of weeks ago. Thursday, 1.5 weeks ago. Also, plaster. We're going to address the plaster. I cut myself accidentally yesterday. I've got automatic like contrast on, so I think it was very unhappy about that. Because we have some pencil drawings. I apologize. I hope you're not watching that in the dark. I had no idea it was going to do that. I apologize. This is your PSA to not just stare at your phone in the dark. It's not good for your eyes. Screens just in the dark, surrounded by dark. Put on like a desk lamp or like the lamp next to your bed or something. If you are watching in that time. I'm gonna take another sip of my drink. So it could be a dull ad. I am a drawing right there. That's me as a drawing. Don't stare at your phone in the dark. No. I also love the fact this is navy. This looks black on the screen. Drink, you say? I have a drink. Indeed. Are we hydrating? Where's Malty? No. Malty's not around. Malty's a princess on Sundays. Oh, I can also show my pretty watch. I have a sparkly watch. Do you see the sparkles? You can also see what time it is. I sparkle on this watch. You can also see the reflection of the light in the sparkle. Very sparkle much. I can show you so much. And that's the cool thing. We have hydrates. We have 3 hydrates. We're trying to get a hydrate train this early in the stream. If we hydrate, I will finish my drink. Oh. Nini started the hydrate train, but then interrupted it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Nini, you are pretty sick. in like a good way. You know what I mean? That's really... You're a little twisted, my dude, but in a good way. Because you contribute to the hydrate train and then you interrupt it. I will finish my drink because it's like very empty. Get that good straw ASMR, do you hear it? Those hydrates would have finished my drink anyway. Oh, I have now got a numb mouth. I have a numb mouth because of the ice cubes. Everyone wasting their points out here. Everyone wasting. So, we have a show and tell. I'm so excited, man. I've wanted this for so long. And I'm so happy that we have it now. This now exists. Do you like the background, by the way? Do you like the backdrop? So, this was a backdrop I bought, I want to say, between 2 and 3 years ago. Something like that. It needs to be a challenge. Oh, it does. It does. You can still contribute. You're wasting so many points, Nini. This backdrop was purchased a long time ago. It's literally just a piece of paper. It's handmade paper. I tried to stick it down in the corners, in like all 4 corners. But my sticky tape is not sticky. Thank you. I have 2 rings. I have this one that has like little red dots on it that I got like a little market. And I have this one. It's my ace ring. I got this one when Zim came to visit. I went and hung out with Vern, with Zim, with Mango. Mango, this is the ring that I got then. You unstickied my tape, Sam. I won't ask how you did it because my mind is immediately filled with awful things, awful images. Yeah, it's that one. I used to have a different one, but I lost it, and so I now have this one. Yay. We need it. We need that representation out there. So this paper is old because this paper was bought when I intended to set up this setup. Like that you were licking it or something. I don't know. Like the first thought that came to my mind is that you licked the stickiness off for some reason. What happened to my finger? I cut myself. Literally like all down there. And there's a little bit of a cut there and there's a little bit of... Ooh, let's focus. There's a little bit of a cut up there. You can also see a little ouchie up there. Yesterday was a bad day for cutting. I, for some reason, cut myself a lot. I think it was because I dropped a glass thing on the floor and then threw it into the bin and then proceeded to spend the rest of the day pushing everything into the bin. In case, for people who don't know, I work as a barista. And like, there's a lot of rubbish that we produce in a day and something to push down, like the milk bottles and stuff. So I maybe cut myself on that. Sometimes there are days where I just cut myself a lot. And this cut here specifically is big ouchie. So I didn't quite want to show that on stream. I think I could have used a prettier plaster, to be fair. We have some with flowers on it, but I just didn't want to remove it because it's an ouchie. Quite an ouchie. Anyway, that's what happened to the finger. That's the hand reveal. That's all the hand stuff. Pardon me, I have to burp from that hydrate. That big hydrate. So, guys, this might be a multiple part series. I can emote. This is literally what I do all the time. Like, I move my hands a lot when I'm talking. I like being barista. In fact, I wanted to send it in the Discord. I did like an accidental person in my coffee, in my latte art this morning. Should admire the artistry. But what was I talking about? Oh, this might be a multiple part series. This might be a multi-part series. Not because multi appears in it, but because there's multiple parts. That's what that means. Because, guys, I have a whole pile of sketchbooks next to me. Let me show you. So the oldest sketchbooks, that's not an old sketchbook, that's a really new one. Let's do this chronologically. These are my sketchbooks. These are my filled sketchbooks. Since, gosh, when was this one started? This one was started like, I have the dates on it. 2017. That's 9 years ago. I've just had the realization that it was started 9 years ago. I feel old. Oh man. The sound of the sketchbooks hitting the table. So these are my filled sketchbooks, right? And then we have sketchbooks I have started, but have like more kind of serious art in them. Like there's not a lot in this one. We could get through this one very quickly. This one's like almost full. That much is filled. But this is actually the oldest sketchbook. I think I started this one earliest. No, wait. That's a lie. I started this one in 2020. Anyway. And then we also have some loose art. I have some loose art that I think we could go through at the beginning. I think it would be fun. I also have some loose art hung up on my wall. But I'm not... I guess I could take some of it down, but some of them's like stuck up there. So I'm not going to show you those, I'm afraid, because I want to keep them up there. Anyway. Absolutely bid if any of these were to turn up into charity auction. Dude, I'm sorry. I know doing stuff for charity is good. Mine. This is going nowhere. This is my legacy. You're getting none of these. Plus, there's some personal stuff in here. Like you'll see washi tape. You'll see washi tape stuck around. In fact, you know what I do have? You know what we have part of this setup? Whoop. We can zoom. Wow, look at that over. So, there's stuff stuck over. That's my name. That's my family name. You can't know that. And there's like sticky tape, washi tape everywhere where you can't know things. So I've already gone through and I've kind of like set that up and you know, that's what we've done. Oh, you can see my desk. No, not the desk. Yep. It's like a cat guarding my favorite thing. Yes. So I don't think we're going to get through all of this stream. Hi, Floral. And the goal is, honestly, to continue this. I want to look at this most recent page of this sketchbook. Wow. I know exactly what this is. This is like the palette and color testing for painting that I did, which I could also show. I think I've sent a picture of it. But I want to continue. Notebooks? Sketchbooks, Ham. Sketchbooks for art. You see the art. I'm so happy I can emote with my hands now. I want to continue. I want to do traditional art on stream. Close enough. Lots of books. Indeed. So we'll go from there. I'm still figuring out camera settings. And then empty pages. There's art. Boop. Boop. There's art in there. I'm going to fiddle around with the exposure and settings and stuff. I kind of set it up so that pencil sketches would be visible because there's a lot of pencil sketches in here. But I might tweak it a little bit if we're looking at colors, like colored in things and stuff. Art jump scare. So just kind of like, this is also kind of a test stream on how this works. I'm going to constantly be tweaking bear with me, okay? Bear with me. So let's skip across again. I feel if Sam did one of these, first art would be him eating a baby or something. Why the heck would you think? I don't know if I've ever heard of Sam eating a baby. Gotta peek at the art. I think we go chronologically, don't you? Actually, before we go chronologically, should we... I'm glad that Sam enjoyed that, because... Should we go for some random artworks to begin with? Would you like some random drawings that I can't tell? I think, yes, you are confusing Sam and Ivan. Scratch art? Yeah, this was a lovely, like, this is a print of, like, handmade paper, and then a print. You can obviously see it's seen some wear and tear over the years. That's a coffee stain, kind of going around like that. That's a marker that kind of fell on my table. There's a bit of, like, ripped off page that you can't see, like, just down here. This has been what I have gamed on. Literally, my setup is usually, this is my keyboard, this is my mouse, this is me, usually. But now everything has been set to the side. It's so weird to have my desk be this empty. Oh, hair! There's hair in the frame. Whoop! This is not cursed at all. So let's do random art. Yes, random art. Hair reveal crazy. I have hair. You guys didn't see the Phasmo stream. Fake fans. Let's do some random art, and I can try and place when I made these. So I know exactly when this one was made. It is a picture of my eye. Eye reveal. You can see my eye. It's me. That's what my eye looks like to the best of my ability back then. This was done back in 2020. Perhaps consume large quantities of coffee. Did I perhaps consume large quantities of coffee? I'm hyping myself up, mate. I've hyped myself up for this stream. I'm so excited for this stream. Why didn't you see the Phasmo stream? When you dance? Oh, sorry, Floral. Just doing it for the bit. Let's go. I've hyped myself up for this stream, and I've been preparing for it mentally all afternoon because I have been tired in bed. It's my eye. I painted this. And it's basically like, my eye is actually really weird because it looks brown, but if you put it in the light, it's kind of like a lot of green with like a grey surrounding. Very fair, Sam, very fair. But I did this back in 2020 as like a test on how well I could do acrylics, because a project that I did was testing out different mediums for an art project. I guess I could talk about that another day, but I don't have any of I do actually have some of the art with me. It's on my wall though, so I can't take it down. But yes, I did this as like a tester, also just because I wanted to paint my eye at some point. But this was back in 2020. This was, I think, a lockdown piece, honestly. I did this during lockdown. So you'll see a lot of lockdown art. I did a lot of art during lockdown. I will be very honest there. Anyway, this is another one, just like that. A lockdown piece. This was me trying gouache on a piece of wood. It's wood. It's a piece of wood. And this was actually also part of the same project that this eye was a part of. Because I tested multiple mediums. I tested multiple mediums on this piece of wood, just to see like what kind of mediums I could do, because I was given a piece of wood that I was allowed to paint on. And so I tried. So this is gouache color, this is watercolor, which actually did really well on the wood. I wouldn't have expected it. Gift shop at the end. Gift shop? I'm not selling this stuff. It's my art. Maybe some of these I'd sell one day. Or I'd make art like specifically to sell, like traditional art maybe. I could imagine that. We got acrylics with a gesso underpaint. We have pencil colors, we have ink, and we have oil pastel, which was just like, why the heck am I using oil pastel? To appease my teachers. I think a lot of us can relate to that. Let's zoom out again a bit. Also, this was a phase where I loved painting the ocean and the sky. I love painting water and the ocean so much. This is coming from someone who does not live near the ocean. My hands. You can't have these. I need them. This is from 2019, and I got a new raincoat. I got a new raincoat, and it was a pretty red raincoat, and so I wanted to draw like the red kind of jumping out at you in like a rainy and grey city, and that's what this was. And this was how I used to draw faces. This is kind of like an indication. 7 years ago was 2019, man. What do you have to say? Don't give me no. Go away. I don't want notifications. Anyway. So this was, and this is a case of, wow, the image is blown out. Let's lower the brightness. There you go. And so this was me just wanting to draw something. I just painted a thing. 2019 was 7 years ago. Oh my flipping goodness, yeah. And this was, I think I started this even earlier, and then it was like in my whip, in my work in progress for a long time. Yeah. Now we have the brightness too low. Yeah. Tiny bit Life is Strange. I kind of see that. I see that. Sure. We refuse to believe. We refuse to believe in dude. Hello, Multi. And now away. Goodbye, Multi. Hello and goodbye. This one is, I think, also 2019, because 2019 was my heavy Hamilton phase. Those of you who know Hamilton will know. I may not live to see our glory, but I will gladly join the fight. Now, eagle-eyed viewers here might recognize some of these characters. Maybe. When our children tell our story. OC. So this is really interesting because this is a relic of its time. This is a relic of its time because these two look very different. Look very different nowadays. And these two also look pretty different. So from left to right, we have Chinoa, we have Rain, we have Kira, and we have Zorak. These two have swapped genders. Zorak is now a guy, Rain is now a guy, and Zorak is now a gal. And Chinoa has also gotten this like a design update, and so has Kira. But this was what they kind of looked like back in 2020, back in 2019. And you'll see more old art of these characters. You will actually, in this, the camera is still up. Yeah, the camera works. I'm happy. You guys will see the very first designs of these characters in one of these sketchbooks. But have I signed it so it's like Superman? I signed this one. This one's signed in the bottom. It says KT 2019. This one's also signed KT. This one isn't. This one's up for stealing, apparently. So come by in my house, break down the door and steal it, apparently. Same with this one. That's not an invitation to break down my house. But yes, this was my Hamilton phase. And, you know, it's kind of like I was trying... I'm in the third story, Sam. I'm in the third story. I would be very surprised if someone could be looking in through my window. But I wouldn't put it past you. And I did look behind me. Ooh, hello. There's a fly in here. Why are there flies in here? OC concept art. Indeed, you'll see the very first designs of the characters. You can climb? Sure. I'd like to see you climb this building. It's not very climbable. Imagine if that's like the time I ever meet Sam. It's just him knocking at my window during a stream. On an Enderman cohort's shoulders, sure. These are some more recent paintings. So recently with one of my friends, I've kind of like every couple of months we meet up and she's learning how to do watercolors. And I already have quite a bit of experience with watercolors. So I'm kind of teaching her some things, but we're also doing like some art trends at the side and like some easy ways to do. This is going to be a VOD. There usually are VODs. Doing my best. You can actually see like a hole where I put it onto my pin board for a while. It's right there. But yeah, this is kind of like, this was a little art trend that we did where you kind of like just do wet on wet techniques and then draw over it. It was very fun. We exchange art supplies. It's something I really recommend anyone doing, because these kind of like art trends, some of them are really easy to do and you can find really good tutorials, and it's just so fun to sit together with a friend and be creative for a day. And that's kind of like the theme of these next few drawings, is that. And the theme of some of my drawings on my wall as well. It's just been like a really lovely excuse whenever we have time, is to sit together for a day and just do different art challenges, do different art trends and stuff. And they can be as simple as this, literally drawing like a little birdie shape and then throwing some watercolors on it and see how they mix. And then doing squiggles on top and it looks cute. In fact, actually, this one's not hung up. This one's in a frame. This was another one of those. This was another one of those challenges. And I used sparkly watercolors. I don't think the sheen like translate. Oh, you can kind of see the sheen before the light blows it all out. But sparkly watercolors. And just kind of like mixing those watercolors, right? So yeah. That's another one I did. Yeah, up so it doesn't fall down again. But yeah, this is literally the same thing of like, just paint some flowers without anything. My sketchbooks have just fallen on the floor. Give me a second. No. Where did you go? Oh, they're under my chair. There we go. Too many sketchbooks. This was another one of those challenges. In fact, I've got another very similar one that I was actually more happy with, because it's on my corkboard. Right here. It was just being incredibly loose and just seeing what the watercolor does. They will be remembered. No, not the sketchbooks. But yeah, this was another thing that we kind of did. I wonder if the camera has like an autofocus. I'm still learning this camera, by the way. Clumsy Katie, I didn't touch them. They just decided to yeet themselves to the floor. Rude. But yeah, just really, really sweet like art challenges. I recommend anyone do them, no matter what your skill is. If you have any kind of art supplies like colored pencils and stuff, that works. Same thing here. This was basically just like blotches of paint and then drawing houses on top of them. Using like reference drawings from like Amsterdam and Strasbourg and that kind of thing. Sketchbook of this will reap a minus 5,000. Oh man, oh dear indeed. That would not be great. But yeah, this was really, these kind of things are just really fun. And it's so nice to kind of like have a friend to do that with. Why Amsterdam? As a Dutch person? Because that's just where the famous places are for. That's where the famous pictures are from. I'm sure there's many other towns that have very beautiful housing. Camera, what are we doing? Hello? Camera? Thank you. We are learning the camera today. But yes. Yeah, they fell about half a meter down, so did the sketchbooks, does that count for anything? Pulling down half a meter. This drawing, you can actually see the date on this, Katie, the 6th of the 8th, 2025. This is when I went to a spooky pumpkin. Oh my gosh, it's so big. What happened? Oh, she's huge. Hello, alert box. What's going on? Hello? What's happening? She's so big. Thank you so much for the follow, Spooky Pumpkin. Really appreciate it. It's lovely to have you here, my dude. Huge. We barely saw your name there. I apologize. Right, I've resized her. It's fine. Let's lock that so that she doesn't move. Very big follow. Thank you, my dude. Hi, welcome. This is me going through like old art, and this is like some of the better art, I will say, if the art looks pretty. We're going back, way back. This is from like 6 months ago. Actually, no, it's from 9 months ago. No, the 8th. It's from 6 months ago. I can maths. 7 months ago. Yes. I went to a watercolor course with that same friend. That I do like art things with. She organized a watercolor course. Well, she didn't organize, but she booked us in for a watercolor course. And this was really cool because this was me like figuring out how to draw like gaps, add like gaps, because this is like areas where there's barely any paint on the page, or even like here. Add some like white spots to my watercolor painting. Because little spoiler for later, this is usually what my watercolor painting is like. Very full, very detailed, very, 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 yes. That is usually what my watercolor painting is, like lots of detail, lots of color everywhere. And this was kind of like, what can I do in a shorter amount of time with less detail? So, because that other drawing took like 3 days to make. But yeah, that's that. And a similar thing here. I did this on the same day. I will say, with people saying, I wish I could do that, I've been watercoloring for over 10 years at this point. Like, in a serious way, like, this is my hobby, this is something I love to do. Okay? This is what you do after 10 years and private tutelage, because that was what this drawing kind of was in the end, was private tutelage. Yeah, so this was another one of those. It's a sim that does art better in one sim year than you do in your lifetime. It's just a thing of like, I think anybody, you've been watercoloring for 5, then do another 5, my dude. You're doing it. You want more time for hobbies? I feel that. That's why streaming is here. There's specific ways that you can improve your technique if you really want to become better. I'm just along for the ride, so I'm kind of like improving in organic ways. With every painting, kind of like I learn something and I improve on the last. But there's like, art is something that takes time. And that you'll kind of like see the time that art takes in this. We're not even going to be going back to my oldest ever art here. And because that's in my parents' kitchen fridge. I think I was, to be fair, I was like doing watercolor paintings at my nan when I was 4, you know? Work on shadows and layering. Awesome, my dude. Awesome that you're like actively working on it. Go for it, my dude. Awesome. If you're like very conscious of how you do things and like very critical of like what you can improve on, you can improve so much faster. Hello, hands. You can improve so much faster. But I'm just here for the ride. I'm like enjoying it as I go. So it's just kind of like that part of it. So yeah, that's these two that I did in a course with like a teacher who's like a professional watercolor artist looking over my shoulder. So that as well, she was giving me tips along the way and like, how could I improve? How could I make this? This actually is a scene from where my dad grew up in the Yorkshire Dales, from a place called Bromon Rocks. He kind of grew up in the area, and this is like a scene looking over the Yorkshire Dales from there, which is really special to me and to my dad, obviously, as well. So that's why I painted it. Yeah. This, oh man. Can you guess what this is? Does it have 2 pages? No, it has 1. Can you guess what this might be? Is there a guess out here? I'm gonna take a sip of water. What could like little thumbnail drawings with text underneath them mean? Looks almost like Scarlet Pearl. This is before the Life series. This is before the Life series existed. I can't tell you when. This drawing was made, but it was before the Life series. Bird. You see bird. This is the planning of an animatic that I never made. This was like pre-2020. Yeah, pre-2020. Third frame. This one. I see that. But it's Kira. It's Kira. I do see what you mean. Kira has a lot more very, very curly hair nowadays than she used to. But this was an animatic that I started planning out. You can see I didn't get very far. As far as the first verse, actually. I finished the first verse. But this is a song that is actually in the animatic playlist that I had an idea for an animatic for so long ago, and I never made anything of it. It's just how like this was like probably a couple hours of, well, maybe not even, like maybe an hour of planning out an animatic, and I never continued. Yeah, an animatic whip that was never made. So the song is called Far From Home. I think it's in the playlist, but it goes, I'm sending a raven, blackbird in the sky, sending a signal that I'm here, some sign of life. I'm sending a message of feathers and bones. Just let me alone, I'm not forgotten out here alone. The air is cold, the night is long. I feel like I might fade into the dawn. Fade until I'm gone. And the only thing I ever drew of this is trying to get like hair animating in the wind with this frame. It's the only frame I ever drew of it. Spooky's saying I should try finish it. I really don't have any idea on how it should continue, honestly, after this first bit. And the characters have changed since I did that, where the characters don't necessarily feel sick Katie singing, where the characters don't necessarily feel like exactly what where they would suit this kind of animatic, the story that I'm trying to tell with this animatic. But that's kind of like one of the first animatics I ever planned out. This was before Dream SMP. This was before Life Series. And I kind of like did some initial sketching on my iPad, but never finished it. There you go. Some animatics will never see the light of day. That is the random art. The random art has been looked through. There we go. There are some other things I guess I can take down from my wall right now because they're in like a hook. We have this little guy. I think I shared this on stream once. I just spent like an evening. I can't even remember when. I want to say like half a year ago. I hadn't done art in so long. And I spent an evening just painting for myself. For the exact reason of just wanting to hang something on my wall. So it's just a little piece of wood. With two little things in it and then like a bit of string. And then this is acrylic and it's just a little garden full of some of my favourite flowers. So we talked about this last time. Lavender, poppies. Daisies are also some of my favourite flowers more recently, and sunflowers as well are my favourite flowers. And the reason, I've also got a sunflower on my wall as well. I also, on the same day, painted a sunflower. With like, I guess you can kind of see like the shiny, the metallic acrylic there. Some of my favourite acrylic. So yeah, it always hangs right next to me. Oh, now I've got to hang it up again. On my wall. Just to kind of give me a bit more fun. Hi, Ivan! Hello! But yeah, those kind of are like the loose art that I currently have with me. I do have some more. And I've done some bigger paintings. But they're a little bit too big to showcase here. Maybe I'll showcase them another day. I'm going to put this stuff off to the side. Because I'm running out of space on my desk, everybody. Because I have so many sketchbooks. Let's zoom out again. Zoom in. Out. Yeah, full size. Once again. Oh, you see cable. We don't want to see cable. Right, everybody. Should we go through the oldest of my sketchbooks that I currently have? Actually, I do want to have a little, before we do that, I have a little thing that if you guys are interested in, we could do this another time. I didn't used to always use sketchbooks. I didn't always used to use sketchbooks. So reflective, man. I also used to just draw on paper. Just on like loose paper. And you see it's so reflective. This is where I started out. You see the date? Do you see that date? Oh my gosh, it's so reflective. 2014 to 2018. Those are the dates where I kind of started my art journey. 2014 is kind of where I started my art journey. I started it a little bit early. I want to say 2012 is when I really started being like, this is what I want to do as a hobby. It was 2012. Yeah, 2014. And I had a bunch of like My Little Pony artwork back then. Guys, I'm old, okay? It's fine. Yeah, I wrote down the year. Also because this is like a lot of like, there's little sections to this. Like one of them is, so we've got paintings, we've got 2016 to 2017, which is like Friends, which I wouldn't show because that section's already stuck off. We have Yogg's Cast, 2015, 2016, and we have the prequels that we don't talk about. The early art. But yeah. This includes fan art, fanfics. Fanfics? Why does it include fanfics? OCs, gifts, landscapes, and a very first music video. I will not ever show you that very first music video. But yeah, it used to be My Little Pony. We have the Yogg's Cast, the Minecraft Noobs with Permission. That used to be my Minecraft group that I played Minecraft with. The MNVP. Minecraft, Star Trek, Minecraft, lots of good friends. But yes, the reason that I haven't got this ready is because it's in so much like foil stuff that is so reflective. I'd have to get these out like individually. So let me know if you want to see that. It's some of my oldest art. It's like the oldest art that I still own. I have somewhere got my very first, like, I want to say very first. Obviously, I took like, I did little like drawings of flowers in kindergarten for my parents when I was 5, okay? I think a lot of us did that. But I want to say 2012 is when I really started to think, hey, I want to take art as a hobby. I want to take it seriously. Well, not necessarily seriously, but this is what I do in my free time now, okay? That's why I say 2012. And I started out with drawing My Little Pony and like trying to recreate fan art. Crawl? Oh, dudes, how young are you? Oh, I feel so old. But yes, don't actually say that was a rhetorical question. Don't tell your art. Don't say your age in Twitch chat. Don't send your age in Twitch chat. That was rhetorical. I don't care to know. But yes, that is something that also exists if you want to see it. I don't know where My Little Pony fan art is. I'm going to be honest. It's always yes. Thank you, my dude. I don't know where My Little Pony fan art is. I would love to see if I can find it. But literally, I moved house and I thought I took all of my art with me. And I didn't. So I have no clue where My Little Pony stuff is. I really hope I didn't throw it away. I really hope Teenage Angst Katie wasn't like, ew, My Little Pony. No, I gotta get rid of that. That has to go. Bye. Well, I don't know why Teenage Me's American. I don't know why that was a thing. Teenage Katie's American apparently. But yes, that is that. We zoom out again. But that is early stuff that we could maybe save for like another stream, because I basically have to take all the paper out of the sleeves, organize it so I can put it back in again because it has an organization. I am an organization freak. But Zim, are you okay? No, Teenage Me, aka me, now laughs at myself on my silly drawings. Your age is a number. Yeah, we love it when age is a number. But yes, that is potentially something we can do in the future. It would need a little extra prep from my side, but I'd have to. Some of it I still find a little bit cringy, because this is 13-year-old me who obsesses over Minecraft people, you know? Thought it was a Greek letter. Yes, age is a number. Can it be a Greek letter? Who knows? If you are imaginative enough, I think it could be anything. This, by the way, now that you see my hands, this is a little like bracelet that I fiddle with a lot. Like the little things. It has a little turtle on it. It's got a little turtle. Can you see the turtle? You have to zoom in and see the turtle. Your little turtle. And it's a bracelet that you can get that is like out of ocean plastics, and you save the turtles by getting the bracelet. Anyway. ADHD. I promise. I haven't got a diagnosis. Who knows? Sometimes age can be a ring. Okay. It's an algebraic variable. So X equals Ivan. Okay. Guys, then, in that case, I'll be ready for my first ever sketchbook. Because before this, I literally just drew on paper. That's what you could see earlier in that other book. Before this, I drew on... I just drew on paper. This is my first ever sketchbook. And this was actually something that we had to do in school. This was art class. We had to fill a sketchbook. So... Catherine, that is my actual name, and redacted is my Skizzenheft. Skizzenheft in German means sketchbook. You'll see that. Maybe you'll see that on other ones. I don't know if I ever wrote it on Skizzenheft, but you can tell. And see, I started September of 2017 and finished July of 2018. This sketchbook. Skizzenheft. It's me. And it's a very orange-looking Jasper. Official sketchbook time, exactly. Jasper was beige, but this was the only colour thing that I had. This was how I used to draw myself. Man, look at the difference between that and that person right there. This is, I'm going to say an 8-year difference because she there was drawn in 2025. 8-year difference between me drawing myself. Oh, there's a Digby in my lap. I didn't even notice. He's so dark. Digby in my lap. Oh, my boys. I have since lost my boys. They are no longer with us. They are in kitty cat heaven. My boys. There's going to be more, I think, drawings of my cat in here, I think. But yes. Don't look for a year and bam, different number, not crazy. Cobalt changing it, sure. Absolutely. So this is my sketchbook. I remember these pens were such a mess. They'd make a mess everywhere. You can see the mess that it made there. This was something that we had to do for school, so we had to fill it in some sort of way, shape, or form. Let's begin. It's a glove. I think this was over a lunch break. I decided to draw a glove. And you'll see this little guy pop up. Maybe here and there, I don't know. But he used to be our mascot. Yeah, our little boys. They were 20. Or Digby was 20, Jasper was 19. So they lived really full lives. I love my boys. This guy... I don't know if look at this symbol here, whether that says anything to the math nerds out there. I can't zoom in any further. This is Peter Pie. And he's made out of the number pi. Exactly. It's Peter Pie. He was the only thing keeping us sane in maths class. Oh man, it's been so long. Peter Pie. We love him. He's fantastic. He's so quirky and everything. But yeah, I drew a glove and also drew a fist because that was our first art lesson is we had to try and draw a fist. So, hand. 2017 Katie hand. Does it look any different nowadays? I have longer nail. Sort of like that. I see no difference. What the heck is that perspective? That perspective doesn't exist. Maybe like that. Something. But yes, we had to draw a fist on our very first art lesson, and then I was left to my own devices to draw whatever I wanted to. Mwahaha! So I drew space. I drew space. Like I said, I love drawing the sky. I love drawing the sea. It was my obsession back then. Thank you for the fist. Dude, back in the day, I was so proud of the sketchbook, and I still am very happy with it. Yeah, this was... Did you guys know that technique where you take, like, a brush? I don't actually have a brush, but imagine this is a brush. In fact, actually, you guys can see this now. This is my pencil. This is the pencil I draw with. This is what you see a lot of these drawings with. I've had this since 2020. It's my pencil. It's my boy. Anyway, imagine this is a brush, and it's like a really wet brush, but also with white paint, and you just kind of flick it onto your page. And that's how you get so many stars. Like that. The tip is so long. It's mechanical. It's mechanical. It can be as long as you want. But it's like a thick mechanical pencil. And like I have a special sharpener and everything for it, because I love mechanical pencils, but I was always way too heavy-handed because I kept breaking the tip of mechanical pencils, and then I found this boy. He's my boy. I love him so much. And the other side is a galaxy, because I also used to love painting galaxies. Pardon for the burp. So I used to do those kind of things a lot. I really loved them. You can find like tutorials online on how to, like, a lot of these initial drawings were done through tutorials and me kind of testing some things out and doing like art challenges, trying to find my style. Nowadays I kind of paint more what I see and like from my own mind, but a lot of these were like, you know, YouTube tutorials, how to paint a galaxy in gouache. This is gouache, I'm pretty sure. You want me to visit the ocean near you? I'd love that place, man. I think I would. No longer prim and proper, dude. When I drink a lot on stream, that's just how it works. And then I went sailing on a tall ship for a week. So this was kind of like, I did sketches during that trip. Because I obviously didn't really take watercolors with me because I was busy with other things. But I took pencil sketches during that week. And so I painted this. Because this was like the rig of the ship. Three master. There were definitely a lot more ropes, I remember, than what you can see here, but I didn't want to overload the drawing with ropes. And then this was my view out of my porthole. In my little cabin. It's waves, but in pencil. And I was very proud of this. This is one of the drawings that I was like most proud of in my life. For Katie Ocean Trip, there's an aquarium near you. I'm not gonna start talking about aquariums. You guys need to know one thing about me, is I am sort of kind of like a fanatic of environmental things, obviously, because I study biology, wanting to go into ecology and stuff. I'm a fanatic about the environment, and I'm a fanatic about animals doing well and animals being treated well. And they're not treated well in zoos, and especially not in aquariums. Just saying. Before you visit an aquarium again, look up like how many animals get killed in aquariums daily. I was doing that in middle school. Yeah, what was I, 17? 17 years old? Yeah. Kind of want a plate. You want a plate? Looking like this window, that would be really cool. That would be really hard to do, like on painting on porcelain, but I definitely see the vision of like blue and white. So like the dark grays, like blue. There's like traditional blue and white porcelain plates. That sounds really cool. Wow. This was an animatic I did for my friends. High school. Kill their fauna, that's just you swooping in when you get the munchies. So actually this is probably one of the first animatics I did. This is the second animatic I ever did with me and some friends, but it's a very personal animatic, and like, I think I just show a couple of printouts of it because it was basically, we had a couple of really good years together in middle school, I guess that would be for Sim. Oh, blowing out, there we go. And so I kind of summarized those in like us getting together and like looking at the picture album. My hand needs to get out of frame so that we can actually see the drawing better. Hello? Hello. Too much bright light. There we go. We're figuring stuff out. Jellyfish crackle when you take a bite. Okay. Take a bite out of the mola mola. You can take a bite out of a mola mola and they wouldn't care. And then also kind of like another, I think this was another like, not art trend, but you know, Pinterest being like, try this drawing. Here's a step-by-step tutorial, you know? That's kind of like another thing that I did. Using what I had. Didn't have a lot of markers back then. It's another painting that I did digitally of like me and some friends. Hi, Crow. Crow probably recognizes people. Don't tell me who those people are, but I'm pretty sure you recognize who these two people are. We're talking Betts times when I was in the Betts. Crow has resubbed for 47 months. That is so long. Hello, brother. But yes. It's like fireworks in the background, even though the print doesn't... But this is some of my early digital art using Coral Painter. But I just wanted to print it out and like stick it in because, you know, I want to showcase my digital art to my art teacher as well. Then we have a little comic. We are doing a sketchbook talk, indeed. We have a little comic of me with my story with roses. So a rose tells a story. It shows the joy of a moment. And we have, and though the rose will wilt and the memory fade, it will never truly be gone. So I actually still have these 2 roses. These were given to me like at the end of middle school. Like, I guess this is kind of like what I wore for prom. And we kind of paraded through town, holding roses and stuff. I guess that maybe you could call that prom. Maybe you could call that like, or maybe it's middle school graduation more than anything else. That's what I wore then. And we did a theatre play as well that my friends wrote. And there was a love story. The play was called Love at Last Sight because dramatic. It was a tragedy comedy. But yeah, me kind of testing out coloured pencils. I had a good time with it. I think this is one of the last times I ever used coloured pencils, actually. I was really proud of these flowers, how these guys turned out. The roses have lost petals, but I still have them. They're still in a vase in my home. And it makes me happy that I have them because they still hold dear memories. Very dear memories. This was the wallpaper in a place where we had a coffee. Need I say more? That's it. I had a ballpoint pen and a sketchbook, and that's what I did. Sometimes that's what your sketchbook page can be. We have another drawing of me and my friends. We had the cycle gang. We always cycled home together. But that was part of the animatic as well. January 2018. Apparently, I drew it then. We have a date there, January of 2018. And then we have April of 2018. Wow, I actually started dating these. Who knew? We have a little Simba. So this was me kind of trying to sketch out something without like a base. Did I really do this without base? Huh. It's one of those challenges. You know those challenges where you like put your pen down and then you draw something, and only when you finish the drawing are you allowed to lift your pen up? And so that was me kind of doing that. But you can obviously, I cheated a little bit because I did a bunch of like scratchy shading and stuff. But yeah, it's not, the cleanest lines that you can imagine from those kind of styled things, but I did that. So basically, I think the whole goal of the sketchbook was test out different materials, try different things. And you'll see in a second that like I got some feedback from my teacher and I was just like, okay then, F you, and I will do what you ask me to, but like in a stupid proportion. Because when we get to half of this sketchbook, we had to like have, because basically this sketchbook was handed into the teacher and graded. And the teacher graded each sketchbook on their own, and my whole goal was I was going to get top marks for this sketchbook. I don't want to close the application. Hello? Hello? My camera wanted to close. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? In dem Fall, ich spreche für eine Minute Deutsch. Lass mich ganz schnell den Wecker stellen. Eine Minute. Dann kann ich erklären. Meine Lehrerin fand, ich sollte mehr Medien benutzen. Also ich habe jetzt durch diesen ganzen Buch, ich hab Stifte benutzt, ich habe Bleistift benutzt, ich habe Gouache benutzt. Ich glaube, das ist Gouache und nicht Acryl. Ich habe weiterhin, das ist ziemlich sicher Acryl, ich glaube, der Hintergrund ist Gouache. Und Widerstift. Ich habe Filzstifte benutzt, digitales Zeichnen, Farbstifte und meine Lehrerin Kugelschreiber. Meine Lehrerin fand, ich habe zu wenig Medien benutzt. Ich habe nicht genug verschiedene Medien von Zeichnungsmöglichkeiten benutzt. Das war so, ich glaube, sie wollte einfach mir irgendetwas sagen, das ich nicht gut genug gemacht habe. Weil ich bin in eine ziemlich unkreative Klasse gewesen. And that's the timer. I'm basically explaining how much of a... I don't want to say the B word, but my teacher wasn't very nice. She basically tried to find something in my sketchbook that wasn't okay, so that she couldn't give me full marks. And she basically said to me, you're not using enough mediums, different art mediums. And I want to reiterate, in this book I have used line art, felt tip pens. I have used pencils. I have used gouache. I have used pencil. I have definitely used acrylic in that boat. Felt markers, digital art, colored pencils, ballpoint pens, and again, a line art pen. So that's basically what I was explaining in German. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to use many different techniques and I'm going to use many different mediums from now on. And also, I want it to be said, this paper is not very good. This paper is like not good enough for ink, like for liquid ink or watercolor. It's literally, it's some really not nice paper. Ooh, you get a spoiler of something that I messed up and I had to stick up again. I tried again. So basically what I'd sometimes do is, this is watercolor paper. This is nice paper. I don't know, you can kind of see like the difference in texture between this paper and this paper. But yes, I sometimes suck in other paper because the paper that we were given was really not very good to be able to do this kind of stuff. And so what I decided to do then was, okay, let's continue and let's do as many different things as we possibly can. So this is actually one of those trends. I'm gonna show you with a paint. This is a silver paint tube. I love this brand. I got this recently while we were in Munich. Basically, imagine this is a wide brush, right? On this side, I would put pink paint. On this side, I would put yellow paint. And then you kind of go over the sketchbook and you make these little petals. And that's the whole idea with this one. That's kind of like what I tried there. I had different like attempts at it. And this was a note-taking paper, and you could see how much better it was on this like note-taking paper than it was on the actual paper. Wow. You once had a teacher that would take black color to correct things? Oh no. Because the black lines, oh, that's rude. How, oh, you wouldn't, no. I wouldn't let an art teacher touch my art. Absolutely not. Marketing money brain in you is screaming at me to not show the brand until they pay me dollars. I don't care. It's fine. It's not like the most fantastic art paint in the world, but it's like really good enough for what I do for acrylics. I like it. And like I don't do that much acrylics, but like I like them. And so yeah, this was me trying it different times, and then this was the final artwork I did. Again, having to stick this thing into my sketchbook. So yeah, this was me being like, okay, teacher, I will show you different artwork. Once again, this is 2018, 2019, my Hamilton phase. Are you ready for my favorite Hamilton art that I did? I was so proud of this. I was so proud of this drawing coming up. Any Hamilton fans out there? Whoop. Are you ready? Again, watercolor paper stuck into this sketchbook. And this is like a spread folded in, right? We have Aaron Burr, sir. I didn't wait for it. Why does he have a blue coat? I thought he had a purple coat. Maybe I misremembered the color of his coat. And I threw away my shot. It's our guys. Warning blood. I should probably say that. Warning blood. You see nothing. This is a PG stream. It's fine. You see nothing. There's no guns here. What do you mean? I was so proud of this. Because these were like some things like this kept me up at night. This kept me up at night. The fact that they kind of went back on their themes, like wait for it, wait for it. I didn't wait for it, and I threw away my shot. And funny story about, you know what, I'm going to zoom out. Funny story about this one. As of like 2 days ago, you understand Hamilton, let's go. Funny story about this drawing in particular. At some point, we had to lay, like, the entire class. At least in one scene, he has a blue overcoat. That's good to know. Maybe I was focusing on that. At some point in the school year, we all had to put our sketchbooks down on the table, the entire class, and all had to look through them. We all had to look through them, and I died a little bit inside because there was like a whole group of guys that was huddled around my sketchbook because I didn't know that this was going to be a thing. I'm showing how nerdy I am. I'm showing the musical nerd in me. And being all sappy with like the Rose comic. So I like put my sketchbook down and I just died on the inside. And then there was like a group of guys that huddled around my sketchbook and meticulously like went through the sketchbook page by page, and they sat on this thing forever. And I'm just watching them from the side and I'm like dying inside going, oh no. They were so like enthralled and I was so embarrassed. So at some point, this was when Simon and I were going to school together, I just poked Simon or like one of my other friends, I can't remember. I think Simon was really the kind of person to do it. Simon or another of my friend. Such a horrible lesson plan. And so Simon was just like kind of like inched her way through the group of guys going like, oh, can I have a look at this sketchbook? You guys have been looking at it for a while. So she basically, one of my best friends rescued my sketchbook from that group. I honestly have no idea whether they liked it or whether they were making fun of it. I can't remember anymore, and I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but yeah. We were supposed to feel inspired by each other. That's why we were supposed to look at each other's sketchbooks. We were supposed to be inspired by what the other people did. What a flipping teacher, man. Oh, some art teachers can be really weird. But it was at this point where my teacher was like, I want you to do more different mediums, okay? So this was, I don't know if maybe some football fans recognize this, but this was a present that I did for my dad. Back in middle school, I hand carved a linoleum stamp. This is a linoleum stamp. Google what linoleum is. I'm not going to explain it right now, but it's something you can make a stamp out of, and I stamped it and I drew around it, and I was basically right. That's a different medium, teacher. I've got a linoleum stamp for you. And then we move on. Right, teacher, that's a different medium. It's coffee. I painted with coffee. And it's supposed to be like London in the Industrial Revolution. So you can kind of like see me being like middle finger to my teacher going like, okay, I'll do what you want. And you can kind of see like an extra like spilt coffee. You know what? I should paint with coffee again. It was very fun. It was very fun painting with coffee, just working with like a single color and going with values there. I should do that again. But yes, many different art things were tried from this moment. This was like, yes, coffee. It's coffee. I wonder if it still smells like coffee. I don't know why I tried that. I have no sense of smell. I'm sick. I smell no coffee, but maybe it does smell like coffee. I don't know. I just put all that painting on her desk, and she corrected each mistake in front of everyone, pointed at mine, she pointed at everything I drew in humility. No! Some art teachers are so bitter. I think like my plan Z, maybe not plan Z, but like plan M is to become an art teacher in like some sort of middle or high school and just be the better art teacher. Because I had some really good art teachers out there and they could be so inspiring. Yeah, if nothing else works out, then I'm going to become an art teacher. But like, oh, some people can be so bitter and so bad. And then she's mad at you for not liking to draw anymore. Rude. That's like not the goal of what art teachers are supposed to do. Oh well. I'm so sorry you have that experience, my dude. I hope you can find the joy in art again. Also, I want this to be said. Once again, a different paper. Different paper. You had to do too, but did like you? No. Plan on going to teaching school, teach geography or history teacher. That's so cool. Be the good teacher. And this was like ink, I think, but like with very dry ink, and so you'd like use one brush stroke to get like these bamboo, another art trend. So ink. And this is my boys again. It's Jasper and Digby in one of my favorite poses of theirs. Jasper's out there looking like, yeah, we chillin', you know. You touch my brother, you have a problem. We chillin'. Yeah, you good girl. We chillin'. You just carry on. And Digby's like out of it. That's not the voice I would usually give Jasper. I want that to be said. I'm so sorry you guys have had not great experiences with art teachers. This one is another, like, we went to the UK and I saw a postcard of the Yorkshire Dales that was like this. Again, Yorkshire Dales where my dad grew up. And so I kind of did something similar of the Yorkshire Dales as well, of like a painting that I saw. I was just like very abstract, like putting in colour in there. And then we went to Oxford. And this is watercolours. We went to Oxford on that family trip. And this is like a one, I don't even know where this is. I haven't a clue. But I think this was like inspired by a style of another postcard that I saw. So I painted that in watercolour. And then I did some marbling. I had like a marbling kit. Oh, it's so shiny. So I did some paper marbling as well. So this is really me trying my best to spite my teacher. So you know like those things where you can have like these baths of water, I guess. I don't even know how I did it. And then you can like pipette ink on top and it like floats on top of the water. And then you put a paper in it and you get a pattern on it. So that's what that is. I tried it. I had a go. And then I took like different cardstock and I literally just used a white paintbrush. Just white, or white paintbrush, white colour, just to paint white on it. You know, I love my waves. I love my clouds. And then, you know, different little things, snowdrops and that kind of thing. So yeah, really kind of going like, teacher, give me a good grade. Give me top grade, man. This is the only thing you didn't want me to do. And this is one of those challenges that you kind of like draw like little blotches. And then you have to draw like stuff over them, over those blotches. So I just kind of like did, I think this was finger painting. I just kind of like did some finger painting. And then I had to draw little creatures on those finger paintings. So that's what I did there. And another little gouache with washi tape stuff. And more Hamilton coloured pencil fan art. I used to like my coloured pencil, apparently. It's no longer the case. For some reason, I don't know why. But yes, another Hamilton moment that, not moment, but an amalgamation of moments that lived so rent-free in my brain. It's crazy. But yes, I think at this point I handed the sketchbook back and I got top marks. So, thank you, teacher. I got a perfect grade. That was my goal. And yes. Yeah. I think I just enjoy paint more. Not that like I don't think these look very good, but like I think they look nice, but it's not something that I'd want to do nowadays, I think. I think I like painting more. And then I had literally like one page left. And so a couple years later, I know it said like 2018 I finished this. But a couple of years later, I just drew a Kira and an Adomir. Just to finish off the sketchbook, because I had like 1 page left. I'm like, Oh, 2 pages. A candle. Fire. I have fire. Cross that off the bingo list. Fire. It burns. And then the end of the sketchbook. And this is how I drew myself back in 2018, 2019. So like, this is like a years of difference of how I drew myself back then and then how I drew myself. And I did a lot of like little comics like that. I did it as like a gift for a friend. Oh, some of the felt tip is actually coming off. Oh dear. This paper isn't even good. Skizzenheft is sketchbook. I had no idea what who Skiz was back then. This is 2018. I didn't know Skiz existed. I knew that Impulse existed because I think back then I was watching Hermitcraft. But I did not know, I wasn't following Impulse, but I did not know the existence of Skizlimen. Intentional misinterpretation of language. Sketchbook. End. So yeah, 1 year difference of me drawing me there and drawing me there. So that's cool. That's the first sketchbook. That's and it's the smallest one as well. Funnily enough. Not with the least pages, because some of them, it's kind of like, it's got enough pages. But yes, this was really me wanting to do my best. And because art back then was like the one thing that I thought I was good at. Do I still watch Hermitcraft? I do. I do still watch Hermitcraft. I've been watching since season 6 and I still enjoy it. We love the shiny washi tape. So that is my first sketchbook of it's been 1.5 hours and we've done one sketchbook. Don't we love it? I'm going to yeet you guys into the void for a little bit. Because I need a bathroom break. I'm going to be right back. See you guys in a second, then we can continue on with other sketchbooks. Okay, we're back. Hi, Tridents. Yeah, Riot. Yeah, Riot. Okay, Lavender. Hi, everybody. Scatter, indeed. I think just before I left, Sam's a hostage? Sam got kidnapped? What happened? I say take Sam hostage! No! No, you can't take Sam. No. Not Sam. We need him to play Pico Park. Oh, man. They're trying to do it right. Give us something. No! You have no right. Kids in a pillow foot. Sam, run! Oh my gosh, guys. Release the Sam, please. Oh my gosh, we have a soggy... This shows that I washed my hands. We now have a soggy band-aid. I apologize. That looks even worse than it did before. Whatever shall I possibly do? No! That looks really bad on camera. Trapped forever. We can find a replacement Sam! Okay, guys, look. Thanks, Sam. What if... You're worried if I wasn't washing my hands yet, yeah. What if I give you guys the first designs of our original characters for Sam? You release Sam, and I give you guys the very first designs of our OCs. How does that sound? Yes? That sound good? Put the twin life in! Shh! Zim! No deal? No deal? Sam wants to stay hostage. Are you worth more, Sam? Are you worth more? Is Sam worth art that is older than our original characters? Is Sam perhaps worth the thumbnail drawings of my very, earliest animatic that was posted on YouTube? And I'm not saying the very first animatic. The animatic that I finished earliest and then edited up and posted to YouTube a bit later. Feed us more. Ain't no data pack this time. No! We just have to manually do it. Does that sound good? Because I think I've literally just looked to my side and I said pick up art stream and OCs. We need to find out a time when not all of us are free at the same time this semester, I'm afraid, Skywrite. So Pico Park is a little bit difficult at the moment, which we haven't forgotten about it. An animatic dedicated to Sam. No, I have my own stuff. I have my own limits. This sticker here is supposed to say Catherine. There it is. Kidnap people in the networks. So you know what? I'm gonna try something here. Give me a sec, guys. No, autofocus. I have these beautiful Winnie the Pooh stickers with my name on it, and I'm running out. I have them on every single one of my sketchbooks. No! I'm not doing it. I have these little, it says this belongs to Catherine, and it's got Pooh stickers, and it makes me so happy, and I don't have many left. I don't have that many left. Ooh, hello. There we go. There's not that many that I have left. You just can't see nothing here. And so if anyone ever sees anything like that with my name on it, Catherine spelt like that, Katherini, or Katie like you see on there, can you send it to me? I want them. You would need Tigger. I have Tigger. That's literally the next sketchbook is Tigger. And the original design. Tigger. There we go. Legit, I went to a charity shop in the UK when I was last in the UK. And they had a whole box full of these exact stickers. Full of these exact stickers. Why the reflection, man? Full of these exact stickers. And I couldn't find my name. It was just a bunch of Peters and Marks and Lucy's, and I'm like, no one has my name. My name is forever forgotten. Anyway, this sketchbook is only just after the previous. So I had this one. I finished this one after 1 year of high school. Accurate, indeed. I finished this after 1 year of high school. In the summer break, between the first and the second year of high school, do we still have Sam hostage? This revolt felt very miserable. If you still are questioning whether you have Sam hostage, Sam has certainly escaped. Raphael, yeah. Yeah. Catherine is also like, there's so many different ways to spell it. If you're in France anywhere, it's always with a C. If you're in Germany, it's always with an A as in Catherine. But yes, you're Sam. Sam's free. You see, that's Sam's way of saying that he's free. So this book, this is a really special sketchbook because that summer I went to visit my great aunt, who is the only other artist in my family. My great aunt discovered art after retirement, and she's the only other person who does art in my family actively. And she was so happy to hear, oh, hello, we blow out. Thank you. I don't know why that helps. I'm trying to be sentimental here, everybody. You can't kidnap me, I'm above you. So this was really special because when I went, and this was the first time I ever met my great aunt, we went to visit and she found out that I also do art, and she basically gave me so many art supplies, and afterwards she then sent me a package of more art supplies. Honestly, the fact that my favorite brand of inks nowadays is the inks that she sent me back in 2018. So it's it was so special that she sent me all those art supplies and really got me going on my art journey, because it was this summer where I really received the art supplies that I needed to do traditional art, or the very first art supplies that I could understand what I need and what mediums that I like. I need points trying to get chat back down to earth. But yeah, she was so supportive and she was so excited to hear that I like doing art and stuff. It was really difficult because she tried to send a package internationally from the UK to Switzerland, and because it had paints in it, and she also had declared it as being art supplies and art stuff. Literally, the border force thought we were dealing in antique art. They kept the package for so long, and we had to pay such a big fee to get that package into Switzerland. It was so annoying, but it was still so sweet. And some of the art supplies I still have to this day, and I really treasure, and I want to be able to use them. And that's why this stream setup is very important to me, to be able to do that. And long story short, this was one of the sketchbooks that she gave me. This was one of the sketchbooks that she gave me that summer, and immediately that summer I started drawing in a sketchbook. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. Started July 2018, finished March of 2020. There you go. March 2020. What a month. A bazillion years, this would be a great antique art. Sure. So this very first drawing in the sketchbook is a watercolor painting. And this was a dream that I had. There's a couple paintings in here that are dreams that I had. And it was where Rithian from the Yogscast teams up with Black Widow from Marvel to go on a time-traveling adventure. In that dream, I was Black Widow. That's some nice atmosphere, can I have it? Sure. But, yeah, I had this dream, and I felt like I have to paint this dream. For some reason. Actually, I think on the back there was an explanation of the dream. Yes. Throwback to when I had a dream about Rithian teaming up with Black Widow to defeat an Infinity Gauntlet wielding... Oh my gosh. An Infinity Gauntlet wielding Ender Dragon. With help from the Wave Rider, which is a time-traveling spaceship from the DC universe, I think. And they get stranded in the Middle Ages. So you can see these two really what a weird dream. You're going back to school because it'd be funny. Oh, I haven't had a dream where I was back at school for a long time. I keep having dreams where I go to Disneyland for some reason. Maybe it's time to go back to Disneyland. Doctor Who type stuff? Yeah, it feels very Doctor Who. So this is the promise. True Everyone fans know what this is right here. Only true Everyone fans know. So back in the day, I was a big Yogscast fan. And people who like have followed Martin for a long time kind of might have had experience like exposure to the Yogscast. But the Yogscast was kind of like my pre thing. You can always tell when someone's right-handed based on what side of the spiral they're drawn. Actually, you know, I do have a couple on here where I drew on both sides, but like not always for some reason. Anyway, spoilers. But that's true. Like a lot of the time I do draw on like both pages. Like the next sketchbook that we're going to look at, and this is the gold mine. This is the very first time we drew our OCs. But this is a relatively short sketchbook. We'll hopefully be through this relatively quickly. But yeah, that's very true. I guess maybe this was another case of like I wasn't a massive fan of the paper, so I kind of wanted to get through it relatively quickly, I guess. And that's why this sketchbook takes a long time to be finished. So this here, this drawing, or this gathering here, if you guys remember, this was the planning of an animatic, right? That was never made. Well, this was me planning out an animatic that I ended up making. This is Everglow on the Everin channel. This is I think one of the last animatics I made. Not Last Life. Did I say Last Life? Everglow. I meant Yogscast. It's Yogscast. Only at the beginning of the second sketchbook. That's why I thought it would probably be a good idea to put this over multiple streams, let's be honest. So this is the Everglow animatic about the Yogscast, and I planned this out in the summer of 2018. Because I remember sending Alina, aka Lemon, you guys know Alina if you watched Everlife. Is this in focus? I feel like it's not necessarily in focus right now. Hello? Is that better? But yes. It's like an artist thing or a Katie thing to have little drawings like that. I don't know. These are called thumbnail sketches. And I only used to do it back then. I don't do this anymore for animatics. I don't do this anymore. You can actually see the progression of the way that I kind of plan out animatics in these sketchbooks, because I used to do them in sketchbooks. I don't anymore. I think the Last Life animatics were the first ones that I did all on my iPad with like notes and stuff. And you've seen those notes if you've seen me like plan out animatics or talk about animatics that I've planned out. But this is something that I used to do. It's something that other people also do. They're called thumbnail sketches, to kind of get a concept of like an animatic or an animation on paper very quickly. And I don't think I used it to its full potential, but this was like back when I was not really, you know, when I was still kind of fresh and early in the art space. But you can kind of see up here like how many frames I was counting. So this is like probably for the first. This is something that I still kind of do for animatics. How many frames I have for like the first verse, the chorus, the second verse, another chorus, bridge, and outro, something like that. This is something that I still do just to kind of see if the pacing of the animatic is all right. And you can kind of see the different subjects that I had in this. Let's go back up to the camera. So these were all things that I really loved in the Yogscast at the time. Called MoonQuest, Flux Buddies, Black Rock, Sipsco, Hat Films, Christmas Advent. Sure, Martin fans will probably know what that is. Rail Bros, Owl Island, Shadow of Israfel, Diggy Hole. Diggy Hole? What's Diggy Hole? Whale Lords. Cornerstone, I think, what's it called? The Magic Police and Yog Labs. These were all series that the Yogcast had. Minecraft series, modded Minecraft series back in the day. I loved this. This was like my life series for me. I was so obsessed with the Yogscast back in the day. And you'll see when you look at like old art of mine, and that it was very Yogscast centered. And like, I attribute my drawing journey, or like drawing people, and really being like, I want to tell animatics, I want to tell stories to the Yogscast. And that's why it was so special for me to meet Martin. There he is. There's Martin. There's a little Martin drawing. This is the first time I ever drew Martin. Not the first time I drew any of these other characters. I drew Rythian a lot. I drew Duncan and Kim a lot. That's probably not a great picture of Duncan and Kim. That's a better picture. Duncan and Kim a lot. I drew Simon a lot. I drew Hat Films a lot. But you know. When is Everlife a set thing or what? But is this really we are still trying to figure out when Everlife is going to happen. We're still trying to figure that out. Scheduling is really kicking us in the backside right now. And I actually have to make a very difficult decision about Everlife. And I think I'll go into that more when when it's planned. But not everyone is available on the same days. So we kind of have to decide when do we do Everlife? When do we stream it? When do we record it? And who will not be a part of it because of scheduling problems. So it's a really difficult time right now when it comes to I'm procrastinating that decision, I'm going to be honest, because I find it very difficult. We have lives, exactly. It was a miracle that we all had time on Thursday last time. But now we don't all have time on Thursday, I'm afraid. And we just need to figure out who has the most time. But yes, this is my very first ever animatic that I finished. I finished this animatic. It is, you can see it on YouTube. Hold on. Why not open YouTube at the time? You can see it on the YouTubes. Boop, boop, boop. Switch account, we are going over to Everin. And then from Everin, we are going over to view your channel. Videos. You can see my hand kind of poddling around, figuring out what to do. But yeah, this is this animatic right here, Everglow, Yogscast. So 2 videos before Who Are You Really? Just 3 months, I think, before Who Are You Really came out, I made this. I edited this up together. But these drawings were drawn back in 2018, and only in 2022 did I decide to make them into drawings and go from there, you know? It was kind of cool, you know? I'm not making them into drawings, sorry, edited together. The drawings existed, but I decided to edit it together. A 10-month. Multi? 10-month, yes. We keep doing this right. So these are the thumbnails from that animatic. And it still holds a really dear place in my heart. The whole Yogscast really hold a very dear place in my heart, and the series that they used to do back then. Big nostalgia. Hi, Princess! Princess, I'm really excited to do our challenge next Thursday. Guys, if you don't know, the Princess has set us a challenge. The Everlife peeps on Thursday are going to get together, whoever has time, this coming Thursday, and we're going to try, with how many people we have, to defeat the Ender Dragon in one stream. We're going to try and speedrun the game, and none of us are, some of us are speedrunners. Sam the speedrunner, but I don't think Sam can make it, but some of us are speedrunners. And some of us are really bad at the game. What a hard challenge. I've tried to speedrun Minecraft on stream before, and I have given up after 3 hours, and we got to the Nether. Just saying, I'm really bad at speedrunning, so it'd be really cool to see other people. So I want to see how many people we can get together, and I also want to see how quickly we can speedrun the game if we've got so many people. And maybe some of us will actually... I would be literally like Mumbo speedrunning. I honestly would probably be just as bad, if not worse. So it'd be cool to have other people who are nice. Is it competitive or co-op? It's co-op. For the best you won't be there. No. Yeah. So we're gonna, that's the challenge set by Princess next Thursday. I took this animatic very seriously. I came up with whole character designs. This was a whole style that I only ever did for this animatic. No, Sam can't make Thursdays. That's the problem with Thursdays. I need to very quickly blow my nose. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, there we go. We're back. So yeah, I did a whole, like, I really planned out this animatic. This was like over summer holidays. But yeah. And same summer holidays, I did a lot that summer. I took some flowers in my nana's garden. Some flowers during summer. And I did some watercolour painting of them. Let's zoom out again. There we go. It got to a bastion first. There might be some competition to do a given thing. Oh, for brownie points. Oh, maybe we can get like who can get the most achievements or something like that. I don't know. Still don't have a set style? Neither do I. Or neither did I at this point. I kind of have a bit of a style at this point. But back then, I didn't really have a set style. That kind of develops over time. And that doesn't mean that like that's the only style that you're able to do. Like, you'll see you saw in my more recent paintings, right? This is an incredibly different style to this character you see. And that's an incredibly different style to this, you know? There's different styles that you can have as an artist at the same time. I have just thrown all that traditional art everywhere. Yeah. But yeah, I just went through my nana's garden one summer and painted her flowers with watercolors. This is some of the first watercolor stuff of like good watercolors that I still use to this day. This is like the beginning of the brand that I still use. Yes. This is fun. This was my sailor OC. This is basically this person. This person here is this. Back in 2018, I kind of for a very short amount of time got rid of the stripy shirt. But we have the bow, although we don't have the bow there right now. I really need to add a bow to this character. But yeah, she used to be a sailor girl. Well, she used to be. What do you mean she used to be? She still is. She still is. But yeah, basically this guy is the precursor. Exactly. It's literally the first. Literally what I was going to say, Lady K. Sam would win, indeed. Hi, Cucumber. Hello, hello. Say hi and disappear. That's totally fair, my dude. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. This is the precursor to the Starting Soon stream. Like, this is like the inspiration, the original inspiration. So, yeah. That's what this is. And dude, it took so long to get this pose. I was so proud of this pose and this character design and. But yes. Yeah, Sam knows how this works. Sam, does anyone else in the group cosplay? Maybe you can, my dude. Hold on, what is the time? Maybe we'll be live by then still. Nice sky and ship. I love my nauticalness. I love ships. Ships are great. I really have, yes. Multi also does not speedrun. Yeah, I think, gosh, does general speedrun? You manage things. Multi's very good at managing things. But yeah, that's kind of like the first time. Not the first time I ever drew this character, by far not the first time. But kind of like it was a shift in her becoming more like this character. If that makes sense. So yeah. Managed to get to the Nether in 40 minutes yesterday on a random seed. Ooh, we have hope if Mango can join. There's hope for us yet. This was a drawing challenge that I decided to throw up on, I guess. Bye, Alex. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And so this is a way to show that not incredible. Sam, it took me 3 hours and I then spawned in a basalt delta and gave up. How goes the sketchbooking, everyone? That's good, goes good, my dude. Hi, Vulcan. Hello, hello. So this is just to show that some sketchbook pages... Cucumber can carry? Okay, Cucumber, we have faith. Cucumber's probably gone again, but we have faith that Cucumber can save us. But yes, this is to show that not all sketchbook pages need to look fantastic. The reason that the other sketchbook, that this one was as polished as it was, is because I had to hand it in to my teacher. This sketchbook was getting graded, which is why it was a lot more polished than the rest of these. Although this one's pretty polished because this one was never finished because this one is an Inktober sketchbook. It's pretty polished because I never finished it. Yeah. The opening stream now, it's hard to close it. Oh, Cucumber, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my dude. Ooh. Dude, this thing is supposed to be stuck to my table. It's not stuck to my table. Sam has licked all my sellotape. Thanks, Cucumber. Tigger. Bye, Multi. Is Multi hanging out? Multi said bye. Bye. Enjoy tea, my dude. Do make tea and be productive. You can do it, Zim. I believe. This is probably better seen. Maybe I need to just switch off the light at some point. Light off. Oh, this is what it looks like without light. No, that doesn't look any better. Okay. We go back. Hi, Henry. Welcome, welcome, my dude. This is a sketch for a comic of Rain. This, oh gosh, this is 2019. This is 2019. Because that's when the character started. But this is like a comic that I drew for Alina's birthday of 2019. And so that's Rain. And we have Kira and Chinoa. And we had this whole joke that Rain was going to overthrow the world. And you can't really see it there. But this was painted like into a whole... Oh, hello. I've really lost this page here. Ah! No, my page. It was doing so well. There's wires. These ones. A steady hand. Just commit. Just go. Just do the line. And you're good. Just do like a very committed line. If it looks a bit wonky, it looks a bit wonky. But yeah, this was a sketch of like a comic. Alina has that comic, I no longer do. I think there might actually be an Instagram post about it, if I'm not mistaken. I think we posted it way back on our Instagram. If you scroll really far down on our Instagram, you might see it. I'm not going to confirm that because that's like going back years, but you know. So yeah, this was a sketch of that for that present. And then I did like a couple of watercolor tutorials, which is these guys. This is how you can do like easy watercoloring. And that's what these are. And we love the sharp lines with our washi tape. We love our washi tape. Oh, I can actually show you guys my washi tape collection. Now that we have the live action thing, look, I have a whole... I have a problem. I have a problem. This isn't even all of it. Some of them have been put into big storage. I used to do prints, and I used to package my prints with a lot of washi tape. Because they're pretty. They're pretty. So they have social media accounts outside of Twitch and YouTube and Discord. Lavender, honestly, same. I'm not really on Instagram anymore, but I just post on there. I'm now on Blue Sky. By the way, I'm now on Blue Sky. But just to post, not to thing, but you know. Yeah. And they're color-coded. I have color coding. But I used to do prints. I used to send out prints of my digital drawings. I don't really anymore because it just takes too much time for me to do. But I would then be able to package the prints in beautiful washi tape, so it was an excuse to get more washi tape. And now I have a lot of washi tape. Yeah. I don't think I have the link to Blue Sky right now, but it's Ever and Art. I've abandoned X, I've abandoned Twitter. And yes, I'm now on Blue Sky. But not really to scroll, just to post. Just to post stuff. Anything that I really post on YouTube and Instagram can get cross-posted there. So yeah. This is another dream that I had. Where I think he's a prince and they're married and he got cursed to become a siren, like a merman siren, and she also got cursed because she's his wife. become a siren and mermaid. So that was a dream I had, and I wanted to draw it for some reason. And these tattoos, I think, are significant. Your internet is, oh no, on a cold winter's day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my dude. See you around. Next we have me trying out oil pastels for my first and only ever time. Because I got oil pastels from my great aunt. She gave me some oil pastels. But I did not like doing them. This was fun. This was this was like a drawing challenge. Not really a drawing challenge. Like a little drawing hack, I guess you could say, where you'd blend them. But maybe we could try out some other art supplies. I hate oil pastels with a burning passion. Yeah. Yeah. Like bookmarks. Yeah, kind of. They kind of work like bookmarks. This was very fun to do. This was very fun to do, like art hacks. Maybe it could be fun to be like with these traditional art streams to do more that kind of thing. Pretty seasons indeed. Don't know what season this is. This is Twilight season, apparently, I guess. But yes. Once again, we have sketches. And this is very special, actually, because this is the very first time some people were drawn. So we have some bookmarks. Not some bookmarks. Me trying out brush pens. I had some water-based brush pens that I was given. Hi, Amy. Hello. And you can tell I was not happy with how I used these brush pens. How not to use watercolor brush pens. It's a fail. And why? The sketches looked so good. So, yes. And so this is the very first time, very ever first time that I drew Kira. That's Kira. And it's the very first time I drew Adamir. That's Adamir, our merman. And this is a character that you'll get to know, and this is a character you'll get to know. He no longer exists in our story. And you see a little bit of a pencil sketch of a Chinoa. This was the very first time I drew Chinoa. I actually did not remember that these were the first times I drew these characters. I'm gonna be honest. I thought the first time I drew these characters was in this sketchbook. But actually no, it was here. It was here. This is literally, oh my gosh, this has literally happened in class. We were talking about these characters. And this was when we were talking about creating these characters. Dang, I didn't know. Ooh, yeah, surprise to me too. This was surprise. This is another watercolor painting. You can tell I like my watercolor paintings. I've done a lot of them in my time. And this was really funny. This is my dad, and this is one of his good friends. Maybe not really see him very well, but they basically got the same hairstyle. And we call them Baldy Tall and Baldy Short. Bless them. And they have this old car, that is this guy's car. And they were driving ahead of us along the country lanes. And it was very funny to watch them from behind, so I had to draw it. I thought it was very funny. Baldy Tall and Baldy Short. They are an iconic comedy duo. Yeah. And then we have a little pond scene. This was really sweet. Once again, this is my trip to the UK. I think I almost filled this entire sketchbook. No, it must have been over 2 UK strips, actually. Baldy Short and Baldy Tall. That's how they work. Or Baldy Tall and Baldy Short. That's how they work. Which is mean, because they're not entirely bald, actually. And this was... So I think I started the sketchbook in summer. And then we went to the UK in spring again. And holidays was kind of a time where I had more time to paint. And it's still the case. I paint a lot more on holiday when I'm visiting family. But I painted this once again. Just literally looking. I was out in nature with my grandparents and my dad. Does my dad even know about that nickname? He doesn't. I don't think he knows that this drawing exists. I'm gonna be honest. Dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Funnily enough. Oopsie. So this was out like, so we had the day out with my dad and my grandparents. I think my brother was there as well. And my dad, my brother, and my granddad, they went to have a walk, go for a walk to like a special place. And my grandma and I were both like, nah, we're just gonna sit, we're gonna enjoy nature. And so I sat down and I started painting this, and my grandma was watching me. And bless her, she still talks about that. She still talks about that time. And I think this was probably what, 2019, maybe. Yeah, 2019. It would have been spring of 2019. Yeah. So bless her, she still talks about that memory of like when I was painting next to her. And I think that's so special because, you know, paintings can definitely bring up memories, and always when I look at this painting now, I'll remember my grandmother. Bless her. Yee. And then we're kind of coming to the end. This was an animatic, again, that I didn't get very far in planning. You can see all the lines of our drawing ideas that I had. So there's this song called The Call. And those of you who know the film Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn, not The Voyage, Narnia, Prince Caspian, those of you who watched that film, it's the song that comes right at the end when the Pevensey kids go back to London. And it's a song that holds so much nostalgia for me. Pardon me. It holds so much nostalgia for me. Because that song, like, it was one of my favorite films growing up. And like the whole Narnia world and like that pain and but also nostalgia and the magic of like leaving Narnia was kind of like hit me hard always every time that I watched it. Like, why would you leave Narnia? It's the most magical place in the world. But that song holds like a really, really dear place to my heart. And basically, my whole idea was to make an animatic. My whole idea was to make an animatic of my life so far with that song. And literally, like, these opening scenes is me as a baby. Like this one. Pardon me. So literally, my parents holding me as a baby. I'm a toddler. I'm with one of my best friends at the time in kindergarten, and then I'm holding my baby brother in my lap, which is one of my favorite pictures. And kind of like going through my whole life until I was like, what, I want to say 18. That was the whole goal of this animatic, and it is kind of like very conceptually in my head is planned out, but I never made it because I thought, that's a bit too personal. So I wouldn't post it anywhere online. Bit too personal, and it would have been really sweet because I'd have kind of like showcased the people that were important to me in that stage of my life. But yeah, maybe I'll make it one day. But it kind of like every plan that I had of that animatic, I always extended it further to like what stage of life I was at. And I think actually just keeping it until I'm like 17, 18 is the way to go, because that is kind of like summarizes a good bit of my like my early life. And I think I'm maybe past doing it because I don't have those memories as present as I would have if I'd have done it like as I was going through it. Oh, this is cool. This is the end of the sketchbook, by the way. This is it. Actually, you know what? I've just realised from holding the paper, this painting is a page from that sketchbook. I'm pretty sure. I think I cut this out, and then I wanted this to be its own painting. So yeah, it's a page from the sketchbook. I'm just gonna once again have to blow my nose. But give me a second. Honestly, that is a really good idea. But I would literally, I would include like old pictures of friends and stuff there. Wait, did I forget to unmute at some point? Did I forget to unmute at some point? Oh, dang it. But this is quite cool because you don't know? Yeah, so this is really cool. These are the art supplies that I had back then. This is like a look into my art supplies that I used to have. Let's zoom in as far as we can. So we have watercolor brush pens. That's the one that failed a couple pictures back further down. Winsor & Newton drawing inks. Still love these. I should use them more often because I think all of mine have dried out at this point. But I should use them more often, really. And this is one of the art supplies that my great aunt sent my way. Like a base setup. Or like the base colors. And then I added to like the colors. I think these colors. We have a canary yellow. I added these colors to the color palette. But yeah, this is one of those drawing supplies that my great aunt sent me and I really love still. In fact, am I showing this to you guys? I need to. I kind of need to. I've touched on it now. I've touched on it. I did a whole comic. And I'm only going to show you a little bit of it. Because it's a bit spoilery for our story. Because it's literally, this comic takes place after the story finishes, okay? This comic takes place after the end of the 8 books that we have planned out. 9 books at this point. 9 books that we have planned out, okay? So bear with me. I can't show you all of it. But that's as far as I go. As far as I go in the comic. This was made with the inks as like a bottom, as like a lower layer. And then I did all the highlights on top with watercolor. So I had like the base color of the inks and I really loved it. I love doing this so much. I had the base color of the inks. And then on top of it, I shaded with watercolor. And it was one of my favorite things to do. I loved drawing this comic so much. And I haven't revisited this way of doing traditional art. Books, what? Yes, we have the original characters that I've been talking about. We have a whole 9-book story planned out. But we haven't started writing. It's just planned. And I just don't know where to start. I just don't know where to start. I should really, yep. Yes, but I think honestly the story is going to change a lot because we need to revisit some things, in my opinion. But yes, so maybe I can show this whole comic because maybe it will be completely different by the end. Start at the end and work back. I don't think that's how it quite works. 9 books is a lot, yeah. We have a lot of stories to tell. If I'd ever try and tell this story to anyone in like excess at TwitchCon peeps, get me a couple drinks of an evening and I'll talk through it if you want. But like it takes me like it takes me like 4 hours to get through the story because I've had evenings where I've told the whole story to my poor friends and it's taken me 4 hours to just kind of like explaining the story, you know? So yeah. So this was I love this style so much and I love this way of doing like traditional art. So yes. That's all that I can show for now. That's all that I can show. Oh wait, what? Part 2, part 3. It's a 3-parter. It's a 3-parter. Beep. There's 3 drawings. Look, it's 3 of them. Wanting to make a holodeck book. Using a bad book, you feel like it's also silly. You could use a book that, I don't know, like from the charity shop. Because honestly, sometimes they have to throw away books from the charity shop because there's like so many. But yes. So this is, so these inks are like the base of that. These gel, oh man, these gel pens. I've had these since I was a tiny, tiny girl. Because I stole them from my mama because they were sparkly. And I think at this point they've dried out. We have Winsor & Newton brush markers and Copics. These aren't mine, these belong to Alina. But I stole them every now and again, so that's why they're here. We have metallic watercolors, which is really cool. I still love these. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like my thought. And then back here was the art supplies that I used a lot. So we have the oil pastels. We have Caran d'Ache. I hate saying that. Caran d'Ache gouache. Which I don't think I have anymore. I think these weren't very good. Hot take. Caran d'Ache doesn't make fantastic gouache. These were also not very good. These were the best that I had at the time. But I have a lot better nowadays. We have watercolor pencils. My Winsor & Newton watercolor set. My mini watercolor set. This is, I inherited this one from my great aunt. But I also got my own. And this I still use today. Winsor & Newton watercolor set. And I still use it today, and I've replaced some of the students' quality with artists' quality, and I love it. You wanted their pencils, but they're expensive. I can't speak for their pencils, but their gouache was not great. And then these are the colored pencils that I have. Hi, Molly! Boo! Hello! So this is kind of like, this is really cool. This is a snapshot of what my art supplies looked like back in 2018, I want to say. This was my art supply collection back in 2018. Very much thanks to my great aunt who gave me a lot. And also some art supplies that I poached from my mother and from my friends. So yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I do this all the time now. In fact, I still have, where is it? Where is it? I think it's in my watercolor pan right now. I don't have my watercolor pan in this room. But, there is another sketchbook. This one, my most recent one, has a more recent art supplies list of art supplies that I currently have in use. How are we doing? We're doing good. We've been through 2 sketchbooks at this point. This is the second sketchbook. Finished. Oh gosh, I really wish this thing would stick. Why did Sam lick all my sticky tape? Don't quote that. But yeah, this was the second sketchbook. Has a very special place in my heart because this is kind of like where I started doing art for me. Because this sketchbook, the first sketchbook we went through, this was for school. Ooh. This was for school. And this was just art that I wanted to do. By a sketchbook gifted by my great aunt, who also does art. Just kind of like to enable my creativity as much as she could. But yeah. How dare Sam remove the stick from the tape? I know, right? How are we feeling, guys? How are we feeling time-wise? Because I think I still have a sketchbook in me. Sketchbook number 3 of the day. And this one's special, everybody. This one's special because this is the Inktober that started it all. Inktober of 2020. No. Let me just quickly. Inktober of 2018. Inktober of 2018. The first designs of our original characters. The first time we drew our original characters in like full illustration. Simon and Alina also took part in this challenge, but all I can show is my book, of course. It wasn't 2020, it was 2018. 2018. 8 years ago. We birthed these characters. Weird to say. Weird thing to say. But I'm going to have to, guys, quickly put you to the side because I need to refill my water bottle. It's empty and I need to hydrate because my throat is dry and my voice is starting to feel more and more sickly as we go. Be right back. No, careful, Zim. They're gonna kidnap you. Wait, did I mute the wrong thing? I muted the music, didn't I? I muted the music and not the mic. I muted the wrong thing. Zim is stronger than Sam. Zim is the original mod in everything. Zim is the first mod of the Discord. Zim is the first mod of the Twitch. And Zim is the first mod that I met IRL. Zim is more powerful than you all. I did definitely mute the mic and the music and not the mic. Also, Riot is over, guys. I'm back. How dare you? Were there any questions before Vigorous Special? Inktober of 20... Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. God mod, indeed. Hydrate, thank you. I shall hydrate. Is there going to be a gladiator fight between Zim and Sam? Sam's like, I doubt. Speaking of Sam, indeed. Guys, okay. Sorry for baiting you there. Oh. I'm ready. I'm ready for Zim to go against Sam. I'm ready for this. I have no idea where I got the sketchbook from, but I love it because it's flat. Place your bets, folks. Yeah, chat. Also drink Inktober 2018. You see that little 2018 on there? Boop, 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 boop. So basically, this was another thing of like, we went on holiday, and so we did Inktober. Catch him and die in the process? I think you would die if you tried to capture Ivan. Ivan is too powerful to be captured. Ivan is an eldritch being, right? IRL with toy water guns, indeed. I guess this is like the only pencil drawing that I never finished. It's supposed to be Kira. But this was going to be like a title page for Inktober. So guys, here's the background, right? Every single one of these prompts has a different character on them because we wanted every single prompt to have a different character. Not all of these characters exist in our story. Some of them do, and you haven't met them yet. How about that? How about that in a suspense thing? So there you go. Haven't eaten since daybreak. Ha, maybe you should try and eat. Is one of them a mysterious Logan? Is it now? Is it? Oh, this is a bit spoilery, I think. Is it? That's Logan. That's our first Logan design. It's funny you should mention Logan. Day one. Day one, Logan. The prompt was dark. So... What? Well, what? No. Logan a werewolf? No, surely not. Why is he giving you Ren vibes? Because Ren also... I don't know. I love that you mentioned Logan, but that was like the first day. Then we have Ludwig. Is another one of those characters. Is another character. We can't expect... No. Logan existed before I knew anything about Ren. Logan existed before I knew anything about Ren. Like the crystals, yeah, they were fun to do. And this is literally done with the inks that my great aunt gave me. The same inks that I really loved in that comic. So, really inks. And then we have two orcs. We have Mayrock and Durock, and they became their own spread. So day 3, roasted. Send me to the shard space now? Sure. Guys, you need to remember, this isn't Ren. This is before the live series existed. This is 2018. Before the live series existed. And I think at this point, I'm going to Google when Evo happened. When was Evo? Oh no! I just closed a tab. What tab did I just close? Flippin' heck. No, I accidentally. You know when you close tabs and you have like everything set up in a sense so that you don't lose tabs? Where's my history? Oh, I don't know what I closed. I have up. Oh, I think, funnily enough, I think that was my tab of X that I can now actually close forever because I don't care about that website. YouTube. Control-Shift-T. Oh no, it was YouTube Creator Studio. Ah, that we can loot. Oh no. Ah! Oh no. Shoot. Hold on, guys. We have a problem. Oh no. Shoot. Hold on, guys. Mute myself. We have a thing happening. I might lose the doodle day. Oh no! I'm about to lose the doodle day VOD. I'm about to lose the doodle day VOD because it's not uploading to YouTube. Can I download it while streaming? Is that going to break the stream? Guys, if the stream breaks, I apologize. But we don't want to lose the VOD. Because if we finish this stream, I think we're going to lose the VOD. So, YouTube has been real crap. I'm exporting my VODs to YouTube. I'm exporting my VODs to YouTube, but then they get stuck on just uploading. And they are on 0% uploading for days. And I literally have to cancel the upload. So what I need to do is I have to download the VOD onto my computer and then re-upload it. That always works better. Literally, I thought it had fixed itself because my facecam Phasmo stream, that worked fine. So I thought it had fixed itself. And I've only just realized that it's been at 0% for goodness knows how long. Ah! YouTube! I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that. Anyway, I was looking for when Evo. When was Evo? Because that was my first introduction to Korean. 8 years ago, so that would be 2018-ish. So this is around about Evo. So this is around about when around about the time that this is happening is approximately when I discovered Korean. Just to give you guys like some sort of context. There's not going to be a lot of stuff. Bye, Nini. Having good time D&Ding, my dude. Have a good time there. I really hope the stream survives with my computer also trying to download a VOD. I hope this works. But yeah, just to give like context, you're not going to see any live series art yet. We're still too far back in the past. The live series didn't exist, everybody. The live series came out 2021. Remember that. It's turning 5. Oh my gosh. Enjoy tea and you all the best for writing essays, my dude. You got this. So yeah, there's not going to be any kind of live series stuff. So we have Durok and Merok. Durok is roasting Merok because Merok has pumpkins, apparently. Next we have Dorian. And 4 creatures. These 4 creatures are very special. Then we have Stephen, the fawn. Again, these are all like Inktober prompts. And these are some characters you might know. Uh-oh. Camera dead. Hello? No, camera. Hello? Is it still on? Is this thing on? Oh, battery's out. I gotta change the battery. Give me a sec, guys. I didn't know the battery was gone in so quick. Be right back. Something broke. This is why we have spare batteries. Ooh, hello. Go in. I hope you go in that way. Hello? Did I put the battery in the wrong way? Maybe I put the battery in the wrong way. it doesn't fit in the other way. Come on, buddy. Full battery. That looks good. I know my audience is waiting. Don't you look at me like this. Okay. Oh no, I think we've moved the camera. I love how it's upside down. I had to make it upside down, okay? Really nice if you could do the thing. Ah, we're back! Hello, everybody. Texas, Australia, what? Why don't I edit down VODs into videos like Green does? Because I don't have the time. Because, dude, I work 2 part-time jobs. I study. And I try and do art. My week is full. No time. Okay. Anyway, we're back. We return, and I'm really... And the VOD is downloading. Okay. There is hope for us yet. We have 19 minutes left for the VOD to download. That's why I don't like to download these VODs. They also fill up my computer space. We're back. You guys may know these 2 people. You guys may know these 2 characters. This is the first, like, this is the first kind of like full illustration of these characters that I've ever done. I feel like the camera's now tilted, which irritates me. Is that better? Maybe a little bit. Old Rain still feels weird. Yeah, so Rain used to be purple and a girl. Rain's gone through a lot of character design changes. The VOD is saved. The VOD is in process of being saved. That's Rain. That is Rain. This is what Rain looked like first time we ever drew her. Him, I guess. Nowadays, it's him. Just as a reminder, I wonder if this is going to work. Is this going to work? Am I able to show my iPad screen? Yeah, you're going to be able to see that iPad screen. Like this. This is what Rain looked like back then. And this is... Oh, screen. Wow. Wow, the colours. This is Rain now. Very different. Kira doesn't nearly look as different. That was Kira back then. If old Rain and new Rain were to meet, how would it go? I think old Rain, new Rain would give old Rain a hug. Tell old Rain to loosen up. Something like that. And this is Kira now. And this was Kira then. Literally, same colour palette, just made the hair a bit fluffier. Or a bit messier. So yeah. This is these 2. Poor Rain exhausted. No, I think new Rain would tell old Rain. New Rain is definitely far more nuanced than old Rain. But yeah. There they are. There's our 2. And then we have Derek. we also, by the way, Skeleton / Fear, we use multiple Inktober prompt lists. Yeah, the starry hands. Like fire, but like starfire. It was fun. Because it was an excuse for me to draw galaxies again. Something galaxy-like. Derek fights a spooky with a skeleton. I guess it could be with a skeleton. I guess because of the sword. This is like my attempt at a shadow. Kind of going like, Derek's backed into a corner, and this shadow is kind of like of the skeleton, kind of creeping up to him, I guess. For some reason, the skeleton has tiny little hands. Very, very small hands. So Derek's having a far worse time than Sam. So these are characters that you will get to know very soon. Derek and Sam. They've existed for this long. And we have Sammy. Our boy, our Disney princess. Our Disney princess. That's Sam. I love the little critters here. They're so flipping cute, man. They're so adorable. Don't ask me what kind of bird that is. It's some sort of weird bird. Sword makes his arm look like he got stabbed. Yep. It's all shadow work. It's all shadows. Yeah. Our boys. Our guys. Next we have Chinoa, who's very elegantly falling. Falling out the sky. Which honestly, Chinoa falls out of the sky a lot. I guess if you're in the sky a lot, being a bird, you fall out of the sky a lot. But yes. We love it. And I love how the prompt is messy / graceful. Maybe not graceful. Very, very not graceful. Oh, those feathers. They're so feathery. They're so feathery. I had no idea how wings worked back then. To be fair, I still don't really know how wings work, but I certainly didn't know how they worked back then. And this was a very difficult falling with style, indeed. This was a difficult pose for me to do by not knowing how wings worked, so wonderful. Next we have Oriana. I shan't say more to Oriana. You might meet her one day. Next we have Malin. And Malin is an elf and she's lost. And then we have Neva. And she is she's in a, what's it called? An hourglass. I'm proud of these two. These ones I was really proud of when I made them. I really like the sketchy kind of shading that I had here. And with the way that the torch was kind of going onto Malin's face there, like the lighting, and also like the creepiness of the tree corridor. I very much enjoyed these. This was a really cool challenge to do, by the way. And again, with day 15, we're halfway through the challenge. I made it pretty far in this challenge. I don't usually make it very far in these kinds of challenges. You know this guy. Adamir used to be a lot more buff than he is now. This is Adamir. He's no longer as buff. He was really supposed to be like that like Triton from The Little Mermaid, but young, you know. But now he's kind of like it's kind of part of it's a plot point in the story that he's not as athletic as his brothers. Do merfolk have gyms? I could imagine they do. It'd be a lot of resistance training because you don't have a lot of gravity stuff underwater. The trident, indeed, the trident. I don't know. Is this a similar trident design as the one we have now? I don't know. Someone with a trident on their next to their name would have to type in chat for it. But yeah, that's what that's our first Adamir design, and even weirder is Torak. So Torak used to be a guy and used to be a hellhound. That used to be like his/her. I mean, is a she now. Is now a girl. But that used to be Torak's design. Of I think this is the only time that we drew. How does Torak look again? I'm literally gonna look for a picture now. I haven't done a redesign of Torak in a long time, but I think I have an old drawing of. Oh, I don't. Okay, let me find this. When did I draw Torak? Okay, that's way too recent. My gosh. Scrolling through so many drawings right now. I haven't a clue when I drew this. I know the mental state I was in when I drew that drawing, just because of the nature of the drawing. I was a bit fed up with the world. But when did I draw it, is the question. Oh, it can't be pre-Double Life, surely. Oh, maybe it is, though. I think it's pre-Battle Cry. Oh, I feel like I'm missing it. I feel like I've scrolled past it already. Oh, no, there she is. Oh, that's not visible at all. There she is. That's the last time I drew Zorak. Gosh, 2023? How can that be the last time I drew Zorak? That's what she looks like now. She's no longer a hellhound, but she's what is called a high spirit. She's called a high spirit, and she can turn into a panther. A lot of people, when they saw this drawing, they thought she was a werewolf, and I'm like, not really. Not really. I just hate her. No, this was reflecting my mental state at the time. This is exam season in 2023. This was exam season 2023, so I was just like very unhappy with life because I had to study, and I had to study so much. And that all my life was just studying 24/7, so I'm like, I need to sit down and I need to draw something because I need joy in my life. We'll have a Zorak redesign soon. That's kind of like next on my list. Yeah. So I had to get my emotions out there. That's how I was feeling on the inside. So yeah, that's Zorak's very first design. Man, I don't like this anymore. In the sense of I don't like the character that Zorak used to be. Zorak was just so like one-dimensional. It was like the brooding, I'm Batman kind of character, you know, like really brooding for no reason. I'm trying to think like the characters that inspired her or him back in the day. It was kind of like, you know, Batman. It was kind of like Marco from Legend of Korra. He was also quite broody. I don't know. She's so much more nuanced now. She's such a better character that it almost kind of like pains me to see Zorak in this light right now. Next we have Nivara. She's Dragonborn. And I think this was my favorite drawing of the group. This was my favorite drawing because I really like went hard on the pose and the armor, and I tried really hard. I'm really kind of sad that Nivara isn't as big a part of the story as she maybe used to be. Maybe we need to find a way to add Dragonborns to our story somehow. I don't know. Yeah, Dragonborn. I was really happy. I thought she looked so flipping epic. But yeah. This is Lomadia. So funnily enough, I did the sketch of this, and then I didn't want to line art. I didn't want to do the line art or the coloring, so Alina took my book and did the line art and the coloring for this. So this isn't me. I did the sketch of it, but this is Alina's style back in the day. You can kind of like see the style difference of like very thin lines and then very thick lines, a lot of line weight. Alina had so much energy to her drawings back then. I loved it. I loved her style. I still do. Zoranara the Dragonborn, cool. Yeah, this one's Nivara and Lomadia. A centaur. We have a lot of like different types of anthropomorphic variations. And next we have Gerlingd, who is a kobold. And this was me trying out Alina's art supplies. So I was given Copics. I got Alina's Copics for a while, and so this was me kind of like trying out how Copics worked. Just running through the rain. Oh. Next we have Sienna, who's a siren. Disguise. I don't know if that's actually allowed on Twitch. Maybe she's a little bit scandalous. So I'm just going to hide that a little before I get demonetized. And next we have Larius, Larius is a genie. And so that's kind of the characters that we had. I don't really know how many days we had. So day 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I did 22 days of Inktober that year. And then I finished. And basically these last pages are notes of those characters back in the day. On each of those characters we had notes. And they're in German, so I'm not going to try and like translate them. But yeah, that's basically what this book is. The final pages are some notes. And then a design of some playing cards that I did back in the day. So yeah, there's that. There we go. The very first designs of our characters. I did most of the challenge, yeah. I mean, it seems to be like a common theme that I do about 20 days of a challenge. If I want to take the challenge seriously. I guess we can say that much. Because basically, let's see. One of these sketchbooks that is basically I've had since 2020, and I've just kept adding to it bit by bit. This sketchbook started out with a Quarantober. This was in quarantine. So yeah. That sketchbook started with that. That was a spoiler, maybe for next time. That was maybe a spoiler for next time. Guys, I think I've got to head out because I'm feeling the weight. That's just the weight of the world. I'm feeling the weight of not being very well. I gotta be honest. I think I've got to leave you guys there. We've gone through 3 sketchbooks and a couple of drawings. I don't know. Want to work on Sona more? Let's go. That's so cool. So basically the sketchbooks that we've done are like sketchbooks of like I don't know how to call them. They're kind of like once we started having those original characters, I started drawing a lot more. Does that make sense? Once we started having those original characters, I started drawing them a lot more. And that was kind of like, so those sketchbooks were like as I started the Instagram account, right? And then we have, hold on, I'll quickly pop back to this screen. We have these sketchbooks. Then we have also this sketchbook. So these sketchbooks were all done within a year. Yes, I'm pretty sure. All done within 1 year, which was the final year of high school for me. And this had COVID in that year as well. So it was 2020, 2021. You can kind of see there. The exposure. It's kind of writing it there. Because, there you go. 2020, 2021. And also 2021. So this was, and these were also for school. So some of these pages are like cut, like stuck together because there's schoolwork in there, which I don't think is very interesting for you guys because it's mostly in German and I don't think it would be interesting anyway. So these 3 were all done in a year with a lot of original character stuff. And then we have this one, which is also like mainly original character stuff, but it's basically the sketchbook that I'm still using. Because this sketchbook was, for me, it's got really nice quality paper, so it's something that I want to work with when I'm doing like more special artwork, or, you know, I kind of used it for Quarantober and then abandoned it for a while, and now I'm reusing it again. So if we continue, this is a sketchbook I'd continue in, which is a 6-year-old sketchbook. Quarantober. March of 2020, because I had nothing else to do. So these ones could maybe be their own stream as well. So, yeah. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Like Multi said, next Thursday we are doing... I'm just going to switch off the camera before I forget. Next Thursday we are speedrunning the game, the Princesses Challenge. And yeah, I hope to see you there. And the week after that, the stream after that, next Sunday, we continue with Draw the Song, our art challenge. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you had a wonderful time. Dude, share your sketchbooks. If you guys have sketchbooks that you want to share like art from, I so want to see it if you're comfortable. I think it's so cool seeing people's art journeys and like from where they started to like halfway through their journey to where they are now. It's really cool. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a good week, start of your week. I'll see you guys on Thursday or on Sunday. All that is left for me to do is to send you guys off into the void that is the internet. I'll see you around.